first of all, our thoughts and prayers do go out to the victims of this tragedy. But let me unpack some information for you real quickly. Family friend forwarded that email or that video that you're watching right now to me. They were in that restaurant. They forwarded that video and said, look, this is video of the shooter. This is what is breaking news across the country. This is the biggest story, not only on broadcast television, but on Twitter and other social media platforms. So I got the video and I wanted to get ahead of the curve, get ahead of the narrative that the shooter was going to be some, quote, white supremacist, or one of these, normal talking points that the left and the media likes to put out after a shooting like this. So I did contemplate whether or not to push out the video because, as you can see, it is very graphic. We tried to blur some of the images there on your screen, but I pushed it out on Twitter. It got over 4 million views in less than about an hour and a half, Steve. And what I noticed is prior to the video, that story in Allen, Texas, the shooting, was #1 trending. It was always trending towards the top. Now, as soon as that video got 4 million views, it quickly, Steve, disappeared from trending at all, despite you can turn on every mainstream media broadcaster talking about it. You can go to any website on the internet from a news organization, they're talking about it. But for some reason, Twitter did not have the shooting in Allen, Texas trending in their news section or their trending section. And I think, Steve, it's because the narrative of who this shooter was, or who they presumed it was broken by that video that was shared on the internet over 4 million times. And people now know that it wasn't a white neo-national supremacist. That's not the narrative. And I'll call out the Wall Street Journal. They were actually, from what I can understand, the first publication to come out and say, likely a white supremacist, before the video was even released, before anybody knew who this guy was or who it was. Wasn't a guy, it was just a suspect. So shame on the Wall Street Journal. They were the first, but everyone else followed. And just copy paste, Steve, copy paste, no hard evidence. This guy was anyway attached to a neo-Nazi white supremacist. He's a Latino. Okay, his parents had to have a translator with the authorities there. So this video just broke the narrative. I've got several people that contacted me and said, wait a minute, this does not look like the person that is in your video. And I have watched that video, Steve, far too many times, trying to really push in on the facial features, the nose structure, and more or less the tattoos that are on the neck of this individual. I don't want to say it's completely definitive at this point, but there is questions whether or not that person they pushed out is the actual person that committed the shooting, Steve. And I don't think, and here's the benefit of that video is at least we know from day one, from hours after the shooting, who, in certain regards, is responsible for the shooting. If that video did not exist, okay, let's say that video did not exist, whatever image they push forward to us would be the one we'd have to believe.